Hello there, this is a short look at dual classing in Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition. Dual classing is an option for humans in Baldur's Gate that lets them start the game in one class and gain levels in that class, and then switch to another class and eventually get the advantages from both classes. Today we're going to just look at the mechanics of dual classing, when would be a good time to dual class, and we'll also look at ways to do it and to get your character ready for dual classing from the start of the game. So, why is dual classing so good? Dual classing gives a character full focus in one class with the additional passive benefits of their first class when they dual class. They aren't necessarily splitting their attention like a multi-class character, but they put their full attention into their first class at the start of the game, and then the second class they get those big advantages when they're finally able to switch over and to use the advantages from both classes. So imagine having a character who is dual classed as a fighter and eventually will become a thief. They start as a badass fighter. With a few levels they can dual class into a thief. They fit each role fully. The character is a thief when they focus on being a thief, just with increased HP, and then later on attacks per round, weapon and armor availability, and extra damage. They essentially take away the weaknesses of being a thief in combat without compromising anything. Plus, they get those really sexy thief HLAs that they don't split anything with the original class. Compared to a multi-class character who is essentially splitting everything between classes, these guys have a focus each time that they play. If I were to pit a multi-class character versus a dual-class character with the same amount of experience, I would, most of the time, probably have more fun playing as the dual-class character, as long as they have full access to both classes. However, this does lead to the downside of dual classing. When a character dual classes, they go through a period called downtime period, in which the character can't use their abilities from their first class until they get to one level beyond the first class in their second class. So, here's an example. If I take a level 7 fighter and then I dual class him into a mage, then that character is basically a level 1 mage with a level 7 fighter's HP and nothing else. They don't get access to armor, to helmets, to shields, or to weapon proficiencies except for what a mage would normally be allowed to use. They will regain their ability from their first class once they reach level 8. So at level 8, they'll be able to use armor and helmets and everything that a fighter can use, but they'll also be able to cast mage spells as they would like, as a level 8 mage. Now, this can come as a shock, especially since fights don't get much easier as the game progresses. But the downtime period isn't horrible if you have a party that can protect the dual-classed character. For many players, taking this downtime period is well worth the reward of having a dual class character. To dual class, a character needs to be a human, and they need to meet the requirements of the new class that they want to dual class into with their ability scores and their alignment. They need to be at least level 2 in the first class. So, in understanding the benefits of dual classing and the experience needed during the downtime period, a debate around the internet is when is a good time to dual class your character. The most common suggestions that I've heard have been to dual class at either levels 7, 9, or 13. Now, for some specific numbers, a character who dual classes at level 7 is going to need 90,000 experience points to gain back their original skills from their first class. A character who dual classes at level 9 is going to be needing 250,000 experience points, and a character who dual classes at level 13 is going to need 1.5 million XP. Many veterans suggest that level 9 is a pretty standard dual classing level because it gives your character a really great combination of the good progress in the first class and needing only a moderate amount of experience points to gain back their original abilities in their first class. Now, I've seen the benefits of dual classing at level 7. It's relatively easy to get access to your first class abilities, or level 13, which ensures that your first class is really, really powerful for being a powerful part of your character after they are done dual classing and after they're done with that downtime period. Essentially, with dual classing at level 7, they're dual classing close to the start of the game of Baldur's Gate 2, essentially right at Irenicus' dungeon. They'll be gaining their original abilities in the first chapter or so. I mean, they might not have all of the great abilities from their first class, particularly those that might come later on, but they are rather capable in that first class to fulfill that role, as well as fulfilling the role in the second class that they take up, which will be essentially their new main class. Even though that level 13 character needs a huge amount of experience and time to get back up to both classes, they're going to have access to very powerful weapon proficiencies, skills, or, in the case of a magic user, level 6 spells. So a level 13 fighter has 2 attacks per round and 8 weapon proficiency points, plus 4 uses, if they're a kit, of either Berserk or Kai. A level 13 thief is going to have 340 points total of skills that they can spread into their various points, with a wide range of weapons to use as they see fit. The downside to doing this so late is that a character might not be able to take full advantage of the second class due to XP cap limits. So just be aware of that. And if you're playing with mods, there is a suggestion of an XP cap remover, but not a lot of players like to use it, so just be aware of that. I am inclined to agree that level 9 is the sweet spot for most characters to dual class, but really it's entirely up to you. These are all really good options. One final suggestion for dual classing: do not dual class into a fighter. If anything, you will want to have a character start as a fighter or a fighter kit with either high dexterity, high wisdom, or high intelligence, and then dual class them into something else. Do not start as a thief, a cleric, or a mage, and then dual class them into a fighter. The reason is that fighters, their high level abilities, they're okay, but they're not nearly as good as those of a thief, a cleric, or a mage. So you're really missing out if you end up dual classing into a fighter. Plus, the fighter gets a lot of great benefits early on in the game, but then kind of as power goes, they go down a little bit compared to thieves, which just get more skills and get more really great abilities, clerics and mages that get really great spells. So that's going to be it for today. Soon I'm going to release a few suggestions for dual classing ideas. In the meantime, leave a comment below with what your favorite dual class concept is, or your experiences with dual classing. I really hope you enjoyed this starter guide for dual classing. Please check on my other content and subscribe if you like what I do. That'll be it for today. Take care and good luck. We're all counting on you.